What do you think he's doing? Silly seal. How did he get that tractor down there?
I wanted it up.
Silly goose.
Can you tell what you have? Puppy. Did your puppy have a name? No.
Ooh, what are these? Extra dark Roca. Almond Roca?
Oh, yeah, I bought dark chocolate ones.
Cool.
Since you like dark chocolate. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's okay.
Eisenacher? Not sure.
So you've stopped drinking the beers. It's a lot to drink a beer every night.
There's lots to drink beer every night.
I think this would be a good advent for a family that enjoys to share a beer, right?
Yeah.
Like split it. Or if like people regularly drink beers at night.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time you drank beer because it's like so funny about you having the beer every night.
That's good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's just a lot. I feel the same way about tea. I took a break yesterday from tea.
Yeah. She asked for a quesadilla. It's brown.
You want a quesadilla for breakfast?
I can make one with just cheese,
No.
but no chicken. I don't have chicken ready.
Forgot to get my 8 yesterday. Yeah, good job. And I need a 9 too, because today's the 9th. That's a 6. Yeah. This one's called Sunny Sea. And today's is called North Star. These look good. That was yesterday's. Please bring those back. Good morning. Today is Thursday, December 9th. I woke up thinking it was Friday. I don't know why. Guess I'm hoping it's the weekend. Thought I'd open up my Advents. I have already had a productive morning. I had a meeting about my research and just completed that. And now I'm going to open these and maybe do some work. I was thinking maybe I'd knit a couple rows and then get back to writing. Okay, so this is my Stress Knits Advent, day 9. Oh, I love this. And I forgot to look at the name of the color, so I don't know the name of this color. On the screen, it is looking gray, but in person, it almost looks like a gray blue. Kyle, would you say this is gray or blue?
I think it's got more blue hues to me.
More blue hues to Kyle. But on the screen here, it looks really gray. And it has these little speckles of pink, red, yellow, and blue. I love this. I do not know the name of the color. I should look that up. I'll put it on the screen. And I'm knitting my Radvent, which is a cardigan. And you start with one sleeve. And this is day 1, cranberry, day 2, chipped, day 3, citrus, day 4, garland. Day 5 is lavender and rosemary. Day 6 is oatmeal. And then day 7, which is, I think, my favorite color, which is sunset. And day 8, I have out in my basket, and it's terracotta. And basically, I'm wrapping up the day 7, and yesterday was day 8, so I'm like, it's just slightly behind. And I think you start to kind of expand for the body. And then for this day, you start a second sleeve. And if I was prepared, like if I could go back in time in November, I would have knit the cuffs, and then I could just like hop in, but I'm going to have to knit a second cuff still. But I think this will be what goes after the cuff, and I think that will look very cute. I'm loving my Radvent cardigan so much. It's a joy to knit, and I'm hoping the fit ends up good. I'm a little nervous about it, but I love balloon sleeves, so it's giving me a lot of joy just thinking about that. All right, I have my stitch marker Advent. I did not open it yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a wild day. I did open it, but I didn't open it on, I didn't record opening it. Okay. Day 9 is Elsa from Frozen, which is super appropriate for this household because we love Frozen. One thing that was a little bit interesting to me is yesterday was Elsa too. So this was Elsa. Oops. This is Elsa yesterday. And as you can see, there are like 2 different styles of stitch markers. And this is gold. And then this is silver. So I've got 2 Elsa stitch markers. The pro to this is, I guess if Matilda likes to play with my stitch markers, so if I'm in an Elsa mood, she can play with this one. I'm thinking I might switch out the stitch marker I'm using. I've been using Lumiere. He's so cute for this whole Radvent, but I'm thinking I might switch out Elsa because it's got a winter vibe. I don't know. I am enjoying it. So my plans for today include working on my research. And again, I don't know how much I'll video of that. I mean, I just concluded a Zoom meeting that was very energizing to me. I think one of my favorite parts about being a professor is like connecting with people kind of all over about math. And it's kind of like knitting. In knitting, we connect with people with technology, like through these podcasts and things, kind of all over the world. And it's the same thing in, like, as a professor, it's the same thing in our field. It's like knitting, but with math. And we were talking about a topic that I think a lot of viewers might actually appreciate, so I'll just kind of mention it, which is we wrote a manuscript that was rejected, and it's about mathematical mistakes and having like sort of asset-based views of mathematical mistakes. So we were talking about the importance of transitioning from deficit-based views about mathematical mistakes to asset-based. So like the idea of like, I think this transcends to like all of life, like, you know, like we're more than our mistakes. Like we can make a mistake and learn and grow from it. And I think what might be shocking to maybe a lot of people watching this is like actually in math, like the answer really doesn't matter, particularly in 2021 when we have our phones that we can just calculate something and get an answer very quickly. I think the process in math is what matters the most. Like the art of thinking and reasoning and justification, like that matters so much more than the answer. And that can be kind of a controversial thing, actually. And that's essentially, I think, why the manuscript was rejected. So anyway, we were thinking about a new home for that article. And then we also started working on a book proposal, like creating a book about mathematical mistakes. And the book would be not a research book, but a book for like teachers, students who are studying to be teachers, that kind of thing. And anyway, I'm really oversharing about math right now, so I'll stop because you're here for the knitting and the Christmas. But it's really hard for me to separate out that stuff sometimes, and I just want to share it. Anyway, have a great Thursday. I realized that I forgot to talk about the sweater I'm wearing, so I thought I'd do that really quick. I am wearing the Tecumseh from designed by Caitlin Hunter from Boylan Knits. And if you watch my podcast episodes, you know I'm a huge pink fan. And so you might be thinking, gosh, it's surprising there's not pink in your Tecumseh. Kyle, why is there not pink in my Tecumseh?
Because I bought it.
He bought it. I mean, talk about having like an awesome Christmas present. But he went shopping for me for Christmas, and he picked out these yarns for me to make this. And yeah, and so I remember opening it and being so excited that I got a sweater's quantity of yarn, but they are definitely Kyle colors. Like I feel like if he was in a Tecumseh, it would be these colors, which is so fun. And the yarn is Farmer Daughters Fibers, and I don't remember any of the colorway names. But Kyle, when you picked out the colors, did you do it yourself or did you have help?
I had a little bit of help, not much though.
A little bit of help. And sadly, you purchased it from a store that's no longer open, right?
Yeah.
It was called the Knitting Bee. It was always part of the Rose City Yarn Crawl, and I really liked it a lot. They had a really good selection of yarn, but they closed during the pandemic. I don't know if it was pandemic related. Well, the pandemic's still going on, but they closed early in the pandemic at the start of it. And so luckily there's, a lot of other local yarn stores out in the Portland area to go to, but I do miss the Knitting Bee. And I have a funny story about this sweater, which is I was knitting it and getting so much joy. I love color work. The yarn is squishy and it's like DK, so you knit it really quickly. And when I was knitting it, so much joy. And I swatched for it. And then I blocked this thing. Kyle, do you remember what it was like when I blocked it?
Yep.
Okay, no hyperbole here. It went down to my knees, didn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Like, I blocked this thing, and I was like, it went down to my knees, and I was like, I'm just going to have to unknit this thing and just start over. I don't know how this happened. And it's because it's superwash, and superwash grows a lot. But blocking, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but basically, I'm like laying in bed, and I'm like, I have an idea. I should wet block it again and then shrink it in the dryer. And like, this is on one hand, like a terrible advice to give about sweater knitting, but as you can see, it worked out. So let's be clear, Kyle did it. I didn't do it, but how did you do it, Kyle? You just put it in for 5 or 10 minutes, or?
I don't think so.
You just straight up just put it in the...
Yeah, just did it.
Just did it.
It was so big.
Yeah, I went down to my knees. I remember thinking, I remember getting a belt from my closet and putting it around, being like, can I make it a dress? And it would have been a good dress except that it looked kind of frumpy because it's just super big. My only critique of this sweater is that it's not good for wearing with a jacket. It has these kind of lower, like here's my armpit and here's where it's supposed to be like this. And it looks very cute, I think, and I feel very like modern with it and I love it. Feels like a sweater poncho and it's super cozy for at home. But like today I'm thinking about getting my bike and maybe riding to a coffee shop and I'm like, can I fit my jacket on? Because it might be raining. And it's just not a good jacket wearing a sweater. Other than that, no complaints. There. So I'm going to split up my work day with a little bit of Christmas wrapping. I just wrap in like little increments so I can just enjoy it and not feel overwhelmed. So I'm going to put on a knitting podcast and wrap. This wrapping paper Matilda picked out, I think because it's sparkly and it's going to be for my friend Kim. And my friend Kim and we actually used to knit together. She's not really a knitter. She doesn't knit right now, but she would come over to my house like every weekend when I lived in Illinois and we would watch Hallmark movies and sometimes knit hats and things like that. So I do feel like she's knit worthy and she's pregnant now. So she's on my list to make like a baby hat for Christmas. She's also a math teacher. And so we really enjoy talking about math teacher things together, and I like getting her teachery things. So I thought I would show you some of the gifts I got her in case you have a teacher friend in your life, because I think that some of these gifts are universal for teachers. I have not met a teacher that doesn't love these pens. They are Paper Mate Flares. I love these pens so much, and I use them in my planner, I use them for grading, I use them for writing. I love them. And you can get them anywhere. And this particular pack I bought from Target when they were having a sale where the Paper Mate stuff was 50% off. And so, yeah. And so I just bought a bunch for my teacher friends in my life, and I know they will love these. And yes, I love the Paper Mate flares so much. I actually buy some and put them in jars, and I have this like cart that I bring to my class, and I will sometimes like pass the jar around and let the students pick like one Paper Mate flare that they can use, and they love it. And my students know that I love the flare so much that actually one year my students bought me a t-shirt that says Teaching with Flair, and it has all the pens on it. So anyway, good teacher gift. Also, I think a lot of teachers like notebooks. Not all teachers feel the same way about that, but my friend Kim feels the same way as I do about notebooks. I have so many notebooks for personal life, school, all the things. And so this is a really nice notebook. That's the side of it, and it has the dot grid. You can get lined, but I think I picked the dot grid. And this is a card. These you can get a lot of places. I will say if you're shopping online, they are available through a knitting store called the Little Red Mitten in Canada. They have lots of different versions of this. And teachers need caffeine. So now my friend Kim, she's actually, because she's pregnant, has decided to go decaf. And when I was breastfeeding and things like that, I also removed caffeine. I mean, as much as I could out of my diet. So this is a decaf coffee that I think is super nice from a local roaster to me. And I got this for her husband. Sidecar. This is my favorite Caravan. So those are my goals for wrapping, and I'm super excited about it. And I think those just make kind of in general good gifts for people. So I thought I'd share them. Let me see a cow. Show me what you're working on.
Popcorning. Find a spot where there's not a show.
So I thought we were just going to be stringing in these dried oranges. But Kyle wants to do popcorn and then oranges. So, how many popcorn are you going to do before you put an orange in?
I don't know.
I told Kyle that the Pinterest didn't have the popcorn and the orange together. And what did you say?
I didn't make my own Pinterest.
So this is going to be the garland on our tree. We've honestly never done this before. This orange I'm holding feels a little sticky. But some of them don't. Some of them feel like they would be just fine put on your tree. I'm curious if any of the people who watch this Vlogmas make their own garland. And if you make it, like, what do you do? Well, instead of riding my bike to a coffee shop and riding like I was hoping to, I ended up wrapping more presents and kind of deciding that maybe I would make some cookies, or Kyle, Matilda, and I later. Matilda keeps asking to make cookies, and I got this really awesome book from the library, and Earth to Table Bakes. And I have wanted to make a really good ginger cookie for a long time. There was a bakery near us that had these awesome ginger cookies. And so there's this recipe for this 5-spice ginger molasses cookie in here. And I'm going to go get the supplies for that. And hopefully Kyle, Matilda, and I will make those tonight. We'll see. What did you see?
I saw a snowman and a polar bear.
Oh, so cool. Okay, so I'm finishing up the popcorn and orange garland. I'm putting a fun twist on it, which is I'm making Fibonacci sequined garland. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. If you read the Da Vinci Code, I think it popped up in there. It's pretty well known in nature. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we're going to put the next one. So 2 plus 3 would be 5 oranges. So Matilda, can you get me 5 oranges? Yeah, 5 oranges.
Matilda, you want some milk? Are you milk?
Is this a fun?
Let me see.
Here's your milk.
Is this?
That looks like 5 to me. Let's see here. Want to count them? How many?
1.
That's good.
Okay. We're counting. Let's try again. Ready? MJ. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4,
5. Good job.
5. 5.
What time is it, Matilda?
Quesadilla! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12, 13.
12, 13.
Until you're baking cookies. Matilda, what's on your dress? A reindeer. What do you think, Kyle? It's not as good as the bakery. How's it, Matilda? You like it? You like it?